Okay, we're live. So who wants to give a summary of last session?
Oh boy.
LOL.
Hmm. I'm trying to remember.
All right. So we fell from the portal and landed in the lake, dark,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then all these creatures came out of this portal, this giant portal, which included festering mounds of flesh all put together, flying big hot air balloon face things which flew into the ground and exploded. And there was this person who was trying to reach, well, who wasn't, he was trying to reach out of the portal, I guess. Trying to,
lich.
yeah, the lich trying to come to our material plane to, I guess, take over the world. And we attempted to hold him back, which meant, so he was using the bodies of the dead to feed, become stronger. So we ended up trying to slow down his ways of taking the souls by stopping them from leaving. Yeah, that makes sense. And
Yeah, trying to
what
keep
else
them
did
in
we do?
between life and death as long as possible.
Yeah, and then we had Marthal, who bravely jumped on top of one of the hot air balloon things and flew up to the portal to try and seal it. While Kolma was running to find a chalice, which we thought could help, and Elmorn was trying to stay alive because he used a lot of spell slots in the last fight. And yeah, someone take over.
Did you mention Marthal wrangling one of the things?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, he wrangled it and
It flew up
avoided
close.
explosions.
Yeah, then he
Right.
jumped off it. That's when he did.
He had a blue beard made of
Yeah,
feathers.
That's right. Yep.
Blue beard of feathers.
Okay.
Wild magic or whatever it's
yeah.
called.
Right.
Yeah, he had a wild magic surge.
He was weaving the portal closed and then narrowly avoided death. And when he jumped off of the balloon creature, he had his puffy blue beard slowed his fall, if I remember correctly. So he avoided damage. And was he using like some kind of magic to keep the dagger up in the air and try and still weave it closed or something like that? I can't remember.
No, he kept the dagger and he stabbed it into the giant dragon, Kyber dragonshards.
Mm-hmm. But then we did something else other than that.
Then the lich started getting really angry, and he pointed his laser beam finger at us, and Kolma deflected it with the chalice.
That's right. That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
That's right. The chalice.
Yeah, and that messed him up. After that, we I think we sealed the portal, and then he just vanished, didn't he? Like he just went back into his little home. I don't know.
You make it sound so simple, like you weren't being attacked on all sides by these other.
Oh yeah, we were getting messed up. Yeah.
He went back home. Screw this. I'm going home.
Yeah.
Also, just FYI, the dagger, Bellic's dagger, was destroyed in the process of sealing the portal, as well as that giant dragon shard.
Oh, and we saved that army dude.
Oh yeah.
Brevan.
Brevan.
Mm-hmm.
Much to his dismay.
And he owes us a lot, and Oh, and then Martha's manservant showed up again.
Yep. On the other side of the lake. He's just
Yeah.
sitting there waving.
Yeah. And yeah, we saved the day.
Mm-hmm. So each one of you came out of that battle very badly hurt. So you guys each needed quite a bit of time to recover. Those that made it also needed a lot of time to recover. Probably 80% of the people involved in that, both on the side of the Blood of Vol cultists and Brevan's men and the volunteers from McCormick's Folly, about 80% of everybody perished in that event. So not everybody in that situation was from Ironside, but there was a good number of people from Ironside. So it's had a big effect on the town, losing so many people so suddenly. So given you guys need an extended time to recover, and the situation as it's happening, and the fact that Brevan also needs time to recover from his own wounds, I'd like to give each of you an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about what your character is doing in the interim. How are they resting? How are they recovering? If they recover a bit more quickly than the others, how are they spending their downtime? Because it's probably going to be about 2 to 3 months in the game that passes from the events of the last session to when we start moving forward.
Well, if I can start, I'll go unless you guys want to. So Elmorn, he's pretty fed up with the necrotic enchantment on his polearm. It has his halberd. It has not been working out for him. He says, thanks for all your hard work, Colmar, but I think I'm gonna switch to this nice silver one I have now. I should have never turned from the light. So then but Elmorn's also practical, so he just kind of stores it on Blaze for safekeeping, just in case. But for now, he's gonna switch to the silver one. But I believe that you mentioned that the events that happened at Lake Dark reminded Elmorn of the Day of Mourning.
Mm-hmm.
And so Elmorn would have spent those months kind of contemplating that, thinking about how everything might be connected, and doing some investigation on the side to see if he could find anything else out about these cultists and the dragonshard and what might be connected to the Day of Mourning. And so, Sigil was involved and all this crazy stuff. So he would be spending that time to investigate for sure.
Yeah. So the biggest clue for Elmorn was because you very clearly remember where you were and what you were doing on the Day of Mourning. It's like one of those traumatic flashbulb memories. Although you weren't in Sire when it was destroyed, I imagine that you were still close enough to hear the explosion and to feel the shockwave of the event. And so on that day, there was a sense of energy in the air. There was a smell to it. There was also just, kind of similar to that feeling on your skin as a storm is starting to brew. and you can just kind of feel it almost like kind of the electricity flowing over your skin in a way. So there was a similar sense during this when the portal was opened and that giant creature was trying to emerge. Towards some of that research stuff, if you want, we can do some email sessions in between sessions to see maybe what Elmorn uncovers in that time.
Okay. Sounds good. Other than that, he since his dream sequence, Petrie notices that Elmorn's a lot nicer to him. And he seems more appreciative of Petrie's presence, and also just everyone else in general. He seems a little bit more lighthearted than usual. Still stoic, but like he's opening up to everyone.
Wow, those are some big steps for Elmorn.
Well, he had a very nice dream.
All right, who would like to go next?
I'll take it. All right. So people have been dying, which means it's peak time for Petrie, and he's been busy doing funeral services, and he's been trying to be getting in the good books with Flamekeeper Stenson by trying to assist him with his services, and he's just trying to make the flock bigger, I guess, in ways. But other than that, Petrie's been trying to get a little chummy with Colmar, as he's been trying to learn necromancy tips and stuff. But he hasn't really learned very many. He's learned one. He knows how to speak with the dead now, but it requires a lot of energy, like a 3rd level spell slot. And and while this is all happening, he also has been curious about this dagger, and he wants to know how this curse afflicted him, and if there's anything else is going to happen with it, or if this curse is still affecting him in certain ways. But he seems to have shaken it, but still, it'd be good to know.
So Petrie is able to eventually learn that the dagger, while it was designed to focus energies of the curse that befell Petrie, the energies were not specifically created within the dagger. So it's more likely than not that either this was at one time sort of magical poison that was laced on the dagger, or that Sigil himself had some ability to focus this curse through the dagger when he stabbed you.
Okay. And he still has this vendetta against this vampire, and he's been equipping out like Vel Helsing. Yeah, and that's Petrie's story.
Okay. Peter.
Okay. Well, just as Colmar was learning about necromancy and how it's linked to the blood of all, what do you know the damn cultists about? The majority of them get killed in this great attack, and that kind of put a hamper on my studies. So the items that I was able to locate during the attack, I have successfully stowed away at McCormick's Folly because I'm still hanging out there, and pretty much went to work. I wouldn't say, maybe I took the next day off, but the day after was working on the Elatrix. because it's there and I know what I'm doing, and helps me forget about what happened. Spending some time with the guild when I have a chance, and really can't go into the specifics of that. But working with some of the leaders and looking to see what happens with the Blood of All as far as going forward, if those who were involved that survived, what became of them, and also looking into, I can't think of the kid's name, the infamous incident we had with, I can't think of his name now.
Wengren?
Yes. Looking into his kid, I'm guessing he knows what happened.
Yeah, he learned. I mean, it's from his perspective, as best as you can gather, he assumes that his father died in the event that everybody else perished in.
Okay, so he does believe that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will work through the channels of the guild to make sure that he is properly employed, and to keep an eye on him to make sure that he doesn't turn out to be a pile of garbage and we have to deal with him.
Okay.
Wait, who is this? I don't remember. Who is this?
So you remember that guy that came out of the portal and you slashed him in half, basically?
Yeah.
He had a kid.
Oh, fuck that kid. No, really? When did that happen? When did we find this out?
Oh, you guys didn't.
Yeah, I looked into it.
Oh.
So I'm still working on publishing some of the declassified adventures that have taken place behind the scenes.
Oh. Okay, well, Elmorn doesn't know about it. But did you shield this from Elmorn, Komar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking into it, just trying to see who he was, and just to make sure he doesn't veer off or on some kind of path that his father was on.
Gotcha.
So in the aftermath of everything, many of the cultists claimed that they really had no idea what they were working towards together to bring about. Many of them just thought that it was, blood of all followers are called seekers, and so they really just believed in the message of High Priest Hector Diamuerte and the other guy, that this was going to be something that would allow them not only to find the divinity within and to unlock that power, but also a chance to reunite them with their lost loved ones that had perished during the last war. Because Ironside, as pretty much everywhere in Corvair, has been affected by that over 100 years of warfare. And so it became clear that this high priest was very, very good about playing on these people's loss and grief and their insecurities, to a point that they didn't really know what they were doing, but they believed so strongly in it that they were willing to compromise some of their morals to some degree. But also, some of them really were ignorant about the larger operations that were going on. Some of them thought that they were just collecting dragonshards for the profit. Others were believing that the dragonshards would be some ingredient to unlocking the divinity within or helping them be reunited with their loved ones. And so that's a really powerful motivator for a lot of people. And so it was understood that a majority of the people taking part in what happened were not fully in control of their own
faculties.
Yes. And so to that extent, many of the seekers were welcomed back into the community, especially because there had been so much bloodshed. It seemed cold-hearted to really separate more people from loved ones by either imprisoning them or executing them for things that they, didn't really realize the full extent of what was going on. So to that end, Colmar, you are able to talk to several of these seekers to get a better understanding of what their belief system is, some of the rituals that they use to try and bring them closer to this sense of the divinity within, and some of the tenets of their beliefs and how they differ from the sovereign host or from the Church of the Silver Flame.
How is Petrie portrayed in town? In regards to the Silver Flame, I mean, he had a certain celebrity status after Fort Deep Dark. What's his status now? Can he walk down the street without being accosted?
So Petrie has become kind of a Justin Bieber type celebrity. It's not uncommon for panties to be thrown his way. Petrie, for whatever reason, was viewed as the hero of this event as well as Fort Deep Dark, and so his celebrity and reputation continues to grow.
All right.
So there's that.
I just don't know about his dark side.
Yeah, Petrie's not a big fan of all these new seekers coming into town either.
Well, none of them are really new. I mean, they just weren't necessarily open about their religion, because it is one that, while it has its roots and history in Karrnath, and was really it was really formative in terms of Karrnath's identity in some ways. It became too entangled with the political nature of some of the events that were going on in the last 20, 30 years, to the point where it had to go underground because it became associated with such a fanatical viewpoint. So, for example, a good analog would be how Americans view Muslims because of the ISIS and things like that. The religion is not necessarily evil or despicable in its own right, but it becomes associated with terrorists, and so it becomes unpalatable in the public eye.
That's Petrie's opinion, and he's a bigoted old racist. And he doesn't like any of these people, and he doesn't sign their autographs.
Okay. So then I'm also curious, for Petrie, as he's helping to perform funeral rites, how he feels if the the family of those of the loved one that's passed prefer either a non-denominational funeral or one more associated with the sovereign host or even the blood of Baal. How does
He won't do
Petrie
any blood of
respond?
all funerals. No blood of all funerals.
That's when Petrie comes and knocks on my door and says, "Could you do this for me?" And then I go and do it.
Yeah, you can be you're the preacher boy for the sovereign host or the bad guys. You're the blood of whole priest.
And when I do it, I will certainly be using my disguised self because I don't want them to know it's me.
So after a couple months have passed, and as things start to, I mean, things probably will never return to normal, but normalcy is kind of getting closer.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. As you guys all happen to be hanging out at McCormick's Folly for whatever reason, I mean, Colmar still takes his quarters there, it seems. And I don't know if Elmorn or Petrie have sought to place their roots elsewhere or if they still reside in the barracks at McCormick's Folly. But for whatever reason, you guys find yourself there, talking amongst yourselves, and you hear the creaking of the stairs that lead to McCormick's room. And you guys turn around and you see McCormick emerge for the first time in months. His missing arm is bandaged at the stump, and you can see that he wears an eye patch, and he's balancing himself on a cane with a clear limp, and he kind of walks over to your table. So as he's walking over, it's clear that he's about to. He's looking to speak to you guys. Is there any particular way that you guys react, or anything that you say as he makes his way over?
Looks like McCormick's coming over here.
Yeah, when I heard the creaking of the stairs, I got ready to launch a firebolt because I'm still kind of paranoid from everything that's gone on. And then I realized it's McCormick. And then I reconsider whether I want to do that or not and I decide no, it's probably not a good idea.
Petrie stands up and starts clapping and says, "Everyone, it's McCormick!" and expects everyone to clap with him, but they probably don't.
Well, I mean, despite your guys' view of McCormick, he generally is loved amongst those within his Adventurers Guild. Although,
I don't have a problem with McCormick.
Well, you know.
Only come with us.
But there are many less faces because of the events that have taken place. And he looks around, and he balances as best he can without the cane and kind of uses it to motion for people to stop clapping. And then he looks at the table and says, "I've heard that you guys are the ones that saved the town." I don't know if as the silence goes on, he continues. I don't know if it's fate or bad luck, but you guys seem to be drawn into these big situations.
Just doing
And-
what we need to do.
Our fate is bad luck.
Well, having heard of the people that we lost, I'm deeply saddened that their lives have perished, but I am happy that you guys were able to rise to the occasion to save those that you could. So, and this time he kind of directs his attention to the group as at large, and he says, "I am no longer fit to lead this guild anymore. My injuries and the losses that we've suffered. It's time to retire. I no longer have the heart to continue on in this way. And so I would like to make it known before everybody that if they want it, Petrie, Colmar, Elmorn, and Marthau, I will grant you the guild hall and its resources to do what you will with it."
How are other people reacting to this?
There's a lot of kind of gasps and whispers. Some of the things that you overhear are kind of like, they range from, "It's about time," because Colmar, or not Colmar, McCormick is quite old, as far as dwarves go. I think he's a dwarf.
I thought he was a human. He was a big old man.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I pictured dwarf. Anyways, so he's quite old. He's grizzled veteran, and so some people are like, it's about time. Some people are surprised because he's so rock hard in his stubbornness that they would have expected, even if he lost all of his limbs, that he would continue doing what he does. And some people are congratulatory towards you guys, saying, yes, you guys have earned it. You guys are definitely the best in the guild. You guys definitely carry the most notoriety currently, and are of the highest esteem amongst your peers.
All right. Group huddle. All right, people. We can convince all these people to go to our other stronghold, which we are currently going to be building very soon, and we can use this as a front for something else. Also, if I remember correctly, in the guild hall McCormick's Folly rules and regulations, McCormick cannot just give away his leadership. He has to challenge us by combat, and one of us have to kill him. It says so in the rule book somewhere.
No.
Okay. How many stone pisses have you had this morning, Peter?
Well, I got to get through these bloody funerals, so many. So probably one.
I'm just relieved that my room rates won't be going up with the new management.
Oh yeah, so McCormick also makes a point to say to you, Colmar, that your debt is cleared forever.
Yeah, I got your letter, but I didn't open it till I found out about that. I think you're retiring is probably the smartest thing. You look like hell.
Oh, Colmar, I feel so much worse.
Elmorn is not quite sure how to react. He just looks the same, stoic. Doesn't say anything.
Petrie thinks of all the weapons in the armory, and then he runs away.
Well, Marthau is usually the one with the bright ideas, so we'll have to ask him what he thinks we should do with this place.
Yeah, Martha is out probably courting a lass of some sort.
Or he's man 7.
So McCormick sees the hesitation on you guys' faces and says, "Don't worry, you don't have to make the decision right here and now. My secretary has prepared all of the paperwork, and it is yours to do as you wish. You can sell this place if you wish, or run it as you see fit. It's completely up to you. But my time here is done. I hear the Lazar principalities are nice this time of year. I may go visit there."
That was my next question.
Those pirates up there are interesting people, from what I hear.
So you don't have some sort of relative or cousin, nephew that's going to claim this for their own?
Colmar, there's a reason that this place is called my Folly. I've been disowned by every family member I've ever known or cared about. They want nothing to do with me. This place is as much an affront to the shame that they try to direct at me, as much as it is or was an opportunity for me to atone. So no, there are no heirs or no House Deneath vassals or nobles who will be looking to claim this place as their own.
And all the payments are up to date? I mean, there's not like a big lien on this bitch, is there? As soon as we take over, they're going to like repossess it?
I've been savvy with the finances of this place. There's no debts. If that were the case, I would likely sell this place myself.
I'm doing an insight check. I don't believe it.
What's your roll?
There we go. I got my dice out here. Ooh, total of insight 19.
Yeah, he's pretty genuine. In fact, he appears to be a bit broken up by the thought of leaving this place. You can tell that he's doing a great job of hiding it, but his eyes are watery, and looking tearful, although he's making sure to avoid the lights and the glare in such a way that it would give that away.
Okay. So so I stand up and probably come to like his hip. And I genuinely feel.
You're taller on the chair.
Yeah, I get on the chair so I can speak to him like at chest level, and I genuinely feel bad for him. And as I can see that he'll hold it together anymore, I cast invisibility on him so he can walk away and not be embarrassed.
Thank you, Kalmar. So he says, from nowhere, yet everywhere. Goodbye, my soldiers. I appreciate everything that you have done, the sacrifices you've made, and the glory that you have brought. I mean, you can hear his hobbled footsteps as he's walking out. There's at least one person in the corner that is now crying like heavy sobs, snot running down his nose at the thought of McCormick leaving. Because there's always one of those.
Makes sense.
Seamus.
Yeah.
Well,
What do we do now?
So at this point, you hear a lot of banging and clashing, and Petrie comes running out of the armory with a handful of swords and weapons. He says, "These are all ours!"
you can only wield one at a time.
Oh. And he just drops them and just sits back down.
So Colmar saying that reminded me, have you guys ever seen 8-Bit Theater?
No.
Or the comic book that's based off of the sprites from like the original Final Fantasy games.
Oh yeah.
With the Black Mage.
Yeah.
Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So when Colmar said you can only wield one of those, I thought about the fighter and his invention of sword chucks.
So you like tied two swords together?
Yeah. 4 swords.
Oh. That's awesome.
Two chucks for each hand.
So what do we know about McCormick's Folly as far as? I mean, you don't have to give me an imprint of what this involves, but like how many full-time employees are there? Obviously, there's an armor because somebody's got to watch over the weapons all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, it's probably single digits, less than a dozen, because like you said, there's an armorer, there's a barkeep, then there's like a quartermaster,
Mhm.
and he's got a secretary, and then probably a couple of people that he uses to gather information regarding potential missions and mercenary work and such. So yeah, it's he tries to keep a tight ship.
Okay.
So not too many. And then the rest are basically guild members who pay regular dues and share in the wealth of whatever treasure might be acquired or whatever bounties might be claimed, or whatever rewards might be reaped from mercenary work or guarding and things like that.
Okay.
Are there any trading routes or anything which McCormick's keeps up with? Is there any...
I mean, there's the House Orion has a trade route that runs through Ironside.
But other than bounties and adventuring and stuff like that, McCormick's has no source of income, right? Like, they're not like paper boys or anything like that.
No, I mean, the largest part of the income probably comes from guard work for
okay.
When House Orion is coming through, being able to provide additional guards, or also, there's always, since Ironside is a relatively smaller town out in the boondocks, there's always individuals that are trying to hide out away from the law in the intermediary area around Ironside, and so there's a decent amount of work as a bounty hunter as well. And then there's regular regular work done for individuals that are trying to maybe oh no, probably not for that. So yeah, that's the majority of where the income comes from.
Okay, makes sense.
As far as the property itself, is it in a good location? Is it over an ancient burial ground or something, or
not to your knowledge?
Next to the water waste treatment plant?
No, it's on the edge of town. It's not like a central hub or anything part of the town. In part because nobody, like the mayor of the town and the town government and everything, they didn't want a bunch of rowdy mercenary hooligans just kind of running amok in the town center. So the agreement was that the McCormick's Folly would lie on the outside to try and contain those kind of shenanigans as much as possible.
Okay.
Ooh. Petrie says, "Oh, there might be something fancy," and then he runs down into McCormick's room.
His room is barren. He's already
No.
packed.
Petrie walks upstairs, shitty, and kicks the swords over, which are in the middle of the room.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
Don't forget, you have action points you could use.
All right, dexterity. Oh, no. 13.
All right. So you kick one of the swords that the sheath wasn't really all the way on, and so it actually slices into your boot
Oh,
and cuts your toe. It's not too bad, but it's painful.
I got a boo-boo. And yeah, I just sit back down, pour some what is it? Smelly beer on it.
Yeah. If you didn't have such renown, your present company would be laughing hysterically. But as it is right now, they're more like, did he really just do that?
Yeah. He did.
So what's our interaction with Brevan been for the last couple months?
He's been taking it easy, recovering. At first, he was recovering in Ironside because he had men that couldn't be moved, and he wanted to make sure that they were getting good care. But then he returned to Carlacton and made it clear that he would be returning soon to fulfill his bargain with the group. And he provided a letter of marque to guarantee that that would happen with the official seal of House Deneath. Which all of you recognize is like extremely valuable. It's basically almost the equivalent to a king giving you an IOU note.
Okay.
But a little bit better than just an IOU note, because most of those people give out and they don't intend to pay back. But this is different. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to do in the town or in regards to this proposition to take over McCormick's Folly? Or did we want to fast track it to Brevan getting back?
Who wants to take McCormick's room?
Nah, I'm good.
Then I'll take it.
Okay.
So Elmorn sets up shop in McCormick's room.
All right. There's a faint smell of old man balls.
And Ben Gay.
Elmorn was born in the faint smell of old man balls, so he's right at home. He's like Bane. I was born in the darkness, Batman.
So another thing in terms of like the armory and everything, most of what McCormick has is really mundane equipment, but he does have a wide variety of weaponry and armor and things like that. So if there was anything that you guys could think of that you might want, it's probably available.
does McCormick have a? Does McCormick's Folly have like an insignia?
Not really.
MF.
If it did, it would be something like MF, but it would be crossed out because it's his folly, and so that would be like.
Well, I was just asking because I was gonna see if they had any like embroidered cloaks.
Yeah, you could probably find one of those.
Okay, so I find one of those and I drape that over myself to kind of hide that green symbol on my plate armor. But this will come up.
Did you want a plate armor without the symbol on it?
No.
Okay.
I want to display the symbol when I need to.
Okay.
Elmorn, at least I think he will find in our email conversations that he will use the symbol to question people like, what do you know about this? Just like display the symbol. Because those guys came up and picked up Sigil and took him off, and we haven't seen him since.
True that.
Oh yeah, Brevan's people did take Sigil.
Brevan's?
No,
Yeah.
the people on the.
No, those riders came and
the riders came.
They fucked us up, and then they took.
Oh right,
Sigil
no,
with them.
I was thinking when you guys were first chasing Sigil.
Right. Yeah.
That's when Stencil and Dawn.
Yeah, we interrogated him, and then that's when Stencil spent the entire battle in a grease puddle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the minute he's out of a grease puddle, he smashes in that horse's face.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Fucking knocks out a horse.
Yeah, that's how I got the armor. He killed that guy.
Yeah.
That's how I got the armor, and then but they still took Sigil. So I will be interrogating people about the symbol, what they know about it, and the people who ride with the symbol. It's connected to Sigil somehow.
By the way, Colmar, Trey and was it Duo or Due or
Trey was the horse.
yeah.
The bird died. I
The
think
bird
Trey,
died?
Yeah, Trey's the only one that's left.
Oh right, because when you sent it off to what's her name?
Lady
That dwarf lady.
Seabeard, yes. She smashed him, not knowing what it was. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, but Trey is still around.
Okay. Yeah. Trey is still at Seabeard's because I don't know if I want him running around McCormick's Folly at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure in the time that you had, you could have made a plaster horse head and just put it over Trey like a mask.
Yeah. I use one of the blood of all masks. Nothing to see here, folks. Don't worry.
Or alternatively, I mean, we've heard of headless horsemen. What about headless horses?
God damn.
So what's our interaction with Father Stenson been? Flamekeeper Stenson. Well, I wouldn't have, unless he came and spoke to me, I would not have gone in when I hung out with him.
Well, he should be grateful to Petrie and I. We saved his life.
Yeah.
Not just that, but I've been helping him with funerals.
Yeah.
I mean, a good little preacher boy.
So Petrie, how is he treating you?
I don't know. So he's been very hesitant and he thinks that I'm planning something, which I probably am. And but other than that, he's grateful, I guess.
Yeah,
Any input?
he's warming up to you guys.
So he was giving last rites to the people who died.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
To those that wish to receive the last rites of the church, but he also understands that the Church of the Silver Flame is not really held in high regard in Karnath due to the actions of Thrain during the last war, and Thrain is like the homeland of the Church of the Silver Flame, which is a country that's a theocracy run by the church. And so Thrain was one of the more brutal adversaries against Karnath, which is why the church has such a small presence in the country in general. But Flamekeeper Stenson recognizes that the importance of treating people humanly is one of the ways to draw people towards the Silver Flame. And so while he is willing to do the last rites within the tenets of the Silver Flame, if there were others that wished for just a blessing or some kind of non-denominational sort of funeral rites, even just if for like peace of mind, he was willing to do it. He wasn't being very stubborn or rigid in his approach. So basically, whatever Petrie's doing, Flamekeeper Stenson's probably doing the opposite.
Makes sense.
So with the, I take it there were no prominent members that ended up missing.
Actually, there were a few government officials among the dead, and so that's one of the things that took place in the interim. Were trying to have elections, or trying to not elections. Karnath is not a democracy, but trying to make appointments and things like that to fill those posts and positions and things.
Is the blood of all still outlawed?
The blood of all has never been really outlawed per se. It's been more just underground and treated with a lot of animosity because of their links to the Order of the Emerald Claw, which, you know, like I said, is a comparison between Islam and ISIS. So.
All right.
Well, I guess that's. I mean, that's all I have for McCormick's Folly. I mean, we're going to move to talk to Brevan next?
Okay.
Can we get a 5-minute break? I'll grab something to drink.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
Cool.
What are you giggling about?
I'm watching a video in the back.
A what?
Video. Oh, we're live. I look like a fucking tool.
I don't know. You were just giggling about something. I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, watching YouTube video.
Care to share with the class?
You ever heard of Rooster Teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Funhouse is like an off setting of them. They're doing like a let's play on some weird game.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've heard of Funhouse.
Yeah.
I never actually watched any of their stuff, but I've heard of them.
Yeah.
They funny? They worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I've gone and seen them live. Like they came to Australia once, and I went and saw them. It was pretty fun.
What? That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, everyone's back.
Yeah, where did didn't Charles procure us some land or something?
Mm-hmm.
How far away is that?
It's quite a distance.
Okay.
Like somewhere between 30 and 50 miles away.
Okay. So it makes sense to hold on to this place, at least to have some base of operation.
Especially close to the city. Yeah.
And we could generate some kind of income, and it would keep a might have eyes on what's going on in the town too, with all the different people that come through and whatever contracts we have, whether it's guarding or what kind of operation, what kind of different stuff they go on. Adventures, is a better word.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
All right.
Now, is there anything that we should be trying to avoid since Marthal's not here? Like, should we be trying to progress and stuff like that, or should we just be like twiddling our thumbs?
No, you guys don't
So
need to twiddle your thumbs just because Martha's not here.
Okay.
No, so not long after McCormick's announcement. By the way, now that it's kind of your guys' guild, you could rename it. Does not have to be McCormick's Folly.
Hmm.
So that's something to think about. But not too long after that announcement, Brevan comes by way of a carriage. And he comes and finds you and says, oh, good. You guys all appear to be in splendid health. You're looking well.
Yeah, no worse for the wear.
I heard about McCormick. You guys have been left with interesting opportunity, it seems.
Oh, yes, you're very right. And Petrie just continues doing something.
All right, well, enough of the small talk, I suppose. Do you still wish access to the Tower of the 12?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've secured passage for the four of you to accompany me.
Where is it?
It's in Korth, the capital of Karnath. It's a few days' ride from here.
Is it safe?
Oh, it's as safe as anywhere traveling through Karnath.
I don't know. What does that mean?
Oh, there's the occasional Karnathi bullet that one might encounter at any moment traveling along the plains of Karnath. Not to mention bandits and outlaws, but nothing that we really need to worry about.
You mean like the last bandits that hit the caravan that almost killed us?
Well, we won't be transporting untold number of valuable dragonshards with us.
And I just I just point to Petrie.
Oh yes, I've heard that you've become quite the celebrity.
Ah, that is me.
So, how is our hero today?
Well, I've had a stone piss, and I cut my toe. That is it.
I'll never understood how you stumbled your way into your present predicament, but good for you.
Yeah, Petrie doesn't.
Anyways,
He just smiles and just does whatever.
yeah, you can tell Brevan is straining in terms of trying to be pleasant. It's not really his normal style, but he's trying. So, he says, I don't know what your plans are for today. I know that I've come without notice, but the caravan is packed and ready, and we can leave whenever your heart's desire to go.
Okay, well, I guess no time like the present, we should probably leave somebody in charge. I guess Charles. Leaves Charles in charge.
Egg looks expectantly like we're supposed to leave him in charge, and I just shake my head at him. No.
Egg. Probably one of the favorite on-the-spot characters I've ever made. All right, so you guys notified the rest of the guild that Charles is in charge.
Charles in charge.
Yeah.
And you guys make your way over to the coach. It's you notice that it is pretty plain. It lacks any kind of decoration or any kind of any kind of fanfare. it is very much what's the word?
It's not tripped out.
It's plain.
Yeah, it's definitely no Elatrix.
Right. They haven't pimped this ride, so it's just regular.
although seeing Brevan's ride and knowing that you guys are now the owners of McCormick's Folly and all property therein, you could decide, nah, we'll go in the Elatrix.
No, because whatever horrible things will befall us on this trip, I don't want it to happen on the Elatrix. That'll happen on his ride. So when
Petrie complains. He's like, but I want to go on the Elatrix.
Are there any guards? Caravan guards?
There's 2 guards, 1 driver. It's pretty bare bones. Brevan sees your guys' reaction to it and says, the back of the caravan is clearly marked that this is a Denieth carriage. So anybody that might encounter us would not be foolish enough to actually attack. And if they did, we have more than enough resources to take care of whatever we should encounter.
Okay.
But I've found that traveling across miles of Carnathy plains, it's the carriages that are most often hit are those that look like they have something of value.
Good. Yeah, and I'm glad. It's good that this caravan just has Denieth on the back. It's not like a fucking target or nothing.
I have to agree with Kolmar here.
So it's a problem that it is marked.
Well, yeah, you're advertising who you are. I mean, last time I checked, you weren't winning a popularity contest. Somebody came into the damn guild hall and tried to kill you.
Those matters have been addressed. There's no longer the internal strife that we were facing previously. But regardless, Denieth is well known for its bounty hunters and guards and peacekeepers as the sentinels, as the sentinel marshals. So bandits would most likely run away from the carriage rather than try to attack it.
Yeah, well, we seem to attract the group that doesn't run away. So just fair warning. When they attack the caravan, you'll know why, because we're here.
Brevan kind of rolls his eyes and says, would you prefer the mark to be covered?
I mean,
Yes.
I'm not an expert in cross over plains travel, so it makes me nervous. I would hit the caravan if I knew it had a mark, but you know.
Let's take the Elatrix.
No, we're not taking the Elatrix. When it gets blown to smithereens, I'm going to be upset. And if it breaks down, Brevan's going to blame me. Brevan, if you feel confident in the mark, you travel it more than I do. So
the best way that he can explain it, or the best way that he attempts to explain it using analogs
words.
that he has no awareness of at all, it would be similar to somebody driving through the city in a cop car. People are less likely to hit a cop car than they are to hit a limousine.
Okay. Well. He's got to understand. My experience with him is when we first met, somebody tried to kill him.
Yeah, that's fair.
And his crack sentinel marshals were one of them was defeated by simply grease on the ground.
Yeah, but that was your grease. So let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just an artisan. So imagine if it was somebody who knew what they were doing. And then a lot of them got killed in the blood of all attack. So I don't know.
Well, Kolmar and company, this is a debt that I am paying towards you guys for helping me with my needs and for saving my family. And so I will acquiesce to your request to make you more comfortable as we travel. The mark can be covered. We will place a cloth over it. It is not a burden.
Well, I leave it to your discretion. I'm not familiar. Like I said, I'm not familiar with overland travel. So if you feel like the mark, you feel comfortable traveling with the mark, that's
No,
fine.
no, Komar, no mo. You've made it clear that you are uncomfortable in a marked carriage, so it is not a problem.
Okay.
Yes, that's right, Elmorn. We should take the Elatrix. And then he just looks at you like, come on, come on.
I love Elmorn's just stoic silence as Petrie tries so hard.
Sorry, Petrie. Let's get in the caravan.
Yeah.
All right, so Brevan and the driver, they gather up a piece of cloth from McCormick's Folly, and they place it over the top of the caravan to kind of, and it comes over and obscures the mark of Hustiniath.
Did you fill out a requisition form for that cloth, men? We're now responsible for everything that you take from this establishment. You need to fill out requisition form number 67.52.
Apologies, Elmorn. I did not have a cloth that would be useful in this endeavor.
We'll let it slide this one time.
Thank you.
Just following the rules.
All right, so you guys make your way into the cart. It seems fairly spacious within. You guys all have plenty of room to stretch your legs, and inside, it's much like the outside. It's very much function over form, but it is comfortable. And so you guys head out and make your way over to Korth, the capital city of Karnath. Do any of you have any experience going to Korth? Any of your characters ever been to the capital?
I've never been to the big city before.
Maybe guarding caravans on the way there, but since that was my job before all this.
How close is this to the Silver Flame capital?
Let me bring up a map for you guys.
Hang on, I've got a map here. It's just sideways. So where are we going again?
Korth.
Korth. Huh. Is that in Thrain?
No. It's capital of Karnath.
Okay.
So here's a map.
Yeah, yours might. Oh, I see Karnath. Yeah.
All right, so here's Thrain. This is not where you guys are, but it shares a border with Karnath here. So you guys
there's Lake.
You guys are kind of so Lakeside is really like Ironside because it's a combination of Irontown and Lakeside, because that's the way it is. Well, it's actually kind of, I guess, in between like Renron here. But anyways, so that's where you are, and you are going to Korth, which is right here.
So are we traveling the major roads to get there, like down to this V and then across?
So is that dotted line? Let me see what that dotted line is. Oh, nice. So that dotted line is actually a lightning rail. So you guys will be traveling. So there's no lightning rail. So normally it would be in Irontown, but Irontown is Ironside, and it's over here now. So you guys will probably be traveling down to Fort Deep Dark.
Okay.
And not too far from Fort Deep Dark, there is a rail station that you'll be taking.
Okay.
Which will go from Voliar to Gatherhold around. Oh no, that's not gonna work.
No, I can't.
Because then you guys will be going through.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that blue line? Blue line between Vedika and Volyar. Oh, what's that line anyway?
That's a river, it looks like, or no, that's a trade road. House Orion trade road. So you guys will take the lightning rail from Fort Deep Dark to Voliar, and then you'll take the Orion trade road to Vedkar, and then from there you'll go back onto the lightning rail through Atur down to Korth,
Okay.
around the Night Woods.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So it'll be a colorful experience.
Yeah, we haven't really gone far when you look at it. Fort Deep Dark's just there, Lake Dark's just there.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I'm looking. I don't know how much you go by the Ebron wiki.
I feel like it's a useful tool.
Okay, but it has lightning rail destination, distance, travel time.
Uh-huh. So what does it say?
What the hell? Sorry, stupid ad playing. I don't give a shit about your Clorox. So I guess from Irontown to Volar. Uh-oh. It says it's 456 miles, 15 hours.
That sounds about right.
Okay, and first class is 228 gold pieces, which of course we will be sitting in first class. I don't know if Brevan knows this or not, but
Brevan is anticipated for that and made arrangements. Yes.
Okay, good. And then from, I guess it would be Volar to whatever the next city is. I can't remember. Did it begin with a V? Vedic?
Yeah, Vidika or
Here,
something.
let me bring up the map for you again. So from Voliar to Vedikar.
Yeah, they say that's 220 miles. I don't know if there's a lightning rail that goes that way or not.
No, but there's an Orion trade road, which
Okay.
tends to be a bit faster, and it's a bit safer generally. So,
And then from Vedic, let's see, I don't know how, to Korth. From there to Korth is 779 miles.
Wow.
So it would be 559 miles from Vedikar once we get on the lightning rail again.
Long journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
It's nuts.
That's okay. I'm not paying for it, so I'm not worried about it.
So I'm looking up on like how long, how far horse and carriage can generally travel. According to one thing I see, Pony Express Riders traveled routes around 75 miles per day, although they did change horses on route every 5 to 20 miles. So it looks like probably about 60 miles a day, I would say. So that would between, what is it? What are those cities?
Volya, Vodika.
Dolurrh and Vedikar. That's probably a 3-day ride.
Okay. So we're going through Artur, whatever.
Ator.
Ator. Does Ator still have the Crimson Monastery?
It does.
Okay. Sounds like sightseeing.
Yeah. So Ator is, I believe, also known as the City of the Dead.
Oh.
Yeah. We may have we may have to stop for a while. Stretch our legs.
Petrie's interested as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure there's like a travel office in Ironside, so I'm collecting all those little little folders and reading them because I'm actually getting to go on a trip, so I'm pretty excited.
yeah, so that's the home of the Crimson Monastery, and if I'm remembering correct, because this Eberron wiki is not complete.
What?
It's also like a lot of undead roaming the streets as guards, and some intelligent undead may be there. So yeah, it's going to be a long trip. Lots of opportunities for interesting shenanigans. But I think that it's a little too late to get into them right now.
Okay.
And especially without Dustin here, I don't want to get into like action-y type stuff if we can avoid it.
Makes sense.
Plus I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
All right.
All good.
So I apologize for the session starting late, and I know it was kind of a little bit slower.
That's all good.
But
It's partly my fault. I lost my water bottle.
Yeah, we're blaming you, man. Damn it.
it's all because you smashed that ant. Shit just went downhill from there.
Yeah, it's a bad juju.
Going sideways.
But yeah, so with Elmorn, we'll start the email adventure in between sessions, and then did anyone else want to engage in any kind of email exchange regarding the time in between the events of the coming and current?
I don't think Petrie would have been. He would have just been doing, like he said, in the recap kind of thing.
Okay. So in the interim, I will put together. I'll plan for next session. There will be a bit of action, so be prepared. And then I'll also be working on trying to get the rest of the declassified email exchanges into
Oh yeah, where are you
form.
storing them, by the way? I wanted to read up on everyone's dreams.
It's in the Gmail drive.
Gmail drive. Okay.
Do you have access?
We'll find out. No, I do not.
You sure?
I'll double check.
Additional storage.
Change settings. Shared with me. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. McCormick's Folly.
Yep, there you go. Additional stories.
Additional stories.
In there as well, you should have a folder homebrew material. So that's where I post like new feats, new spells, and things like that. New character options. And then I also have the mechanics tab, which can get you to some of the core rule books.
Yeah, I've got all them. Yeah.
And then there's the Eberron source material. So those are the books that you guys have access to that will give you some help in terms of general knowledge regarding Eberron, including the map. And then also in this folder, I have the list of the boons, list of the magic items that you guys have collected, the villain's morgue, which is a personal favorite of mine.
What's the heat monster? I don't remember fighting that. Is that something you guys did without me?
No,
we did it.
Go ahead.
We did it while we were underneath, when we were in Fort Deep Dark, and he bended the metal bars.
Oh, and then
that dude.
And then Marthal controlled him and made him smack the guy we all forgot that we don't know exists now.
Blue.
Oh, that goblin.
Actually, we actually forgot him, so there we go.
Yeah,
good.
What was his name? I actually don't remember.
I think it was just Blue, but I don't remember.
It wasn't Blue.
You know what? I have it in my notes. Let me pull up my notes.
But
we legit forgot it. That was good. Good story. Yeah, that's good.
It's not Blue. He was Blue, but that wasn't his name.
He was a blue goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a blue skinned, yeah. Damn. Ren. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, that's good. Hang on. I'm in your story, Elmorn.
Yes, you are.
All right, I gotta read through that.
I guess I can delete this expendables, qualities, and things like that since we're using the dice cloud now.
Yeah, I added some of those spells, so I hope it shows up on your end.
All right, let me check. All right, I see. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. All right, so it looks like you added Thunderwave.
Yep.
Um,
Thunder wave.
blindness, deafness, see invisibility. What were the other first level spells you added?
Yeah, I hadn't got there yet.
Okay, because you get 3 more first level spells, one of which is a necromancy spell.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, you have used Melf's Acid Arrow, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all showing up perfectly.
Okay, good.
Rock on. And
Wait,
then,
secret achievement. What are these secret achievements in your critical tables?
oh, those are things that once you got to unlock by actually rolling it.
So you have them somewhere else?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So it's like, you know, making it more like a Xbox game or something.
I want it to be like secret achievement for 100 is you just win. You win the whole.
You win the
You
game.
win Dungeons and Dragons. Congratulations.
Oh, thank God.
I hope that we'll get to them because they are pretty sweet.
You get your own personal Clarence. Here you go. Howdy, mister.
Peter, for Colmar, did they have Melf's Acid Arrow in the library?
What do you mean library?
The spell library?
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh yeah. So when you go to the plus sign in the lower right-hand corner, the top one is new spell. The one right below it is spell library.
Spell library. Oh, hell you say.
And then so
Acid arrow. Yeah. Look at that. Huh. Okay.
call it Acid Arrow.
Okay. So
Lame.
that's why I was like, damn, man, he sat here and typed all this shit out. I'm impressed. Did you just add it too?
I just deleted it for you.
Okay.
But so one thing here, I'm gonna put this on my shared screen so you guys can see it because this is something that I've done with a lot of the spells that weren't included with this sort of thing. So if you go in here, you add attack. So with this, it's a ranged spell attack. So you use your intelligence. So that'll automatically do your attack bonus. Then target takes 4d4 acid. And then in details, plus 2d4 acid next turn on hit. If attack misses,
Oh, what the fuck?
2d4 acid.
You're eating me?
What the what? What is happening?
Oh, he's reading my dream.
Oh. I was so confused. moment there. So yeah, so I do that, and then so then now what happens is when that's, because it's a prepared spell with the, when you click on that, when you go into your features, acid arrow is right there if you decide to use it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So then, like, I also put in your bag of Giant's Wrath.
Yep.
Is in there. Your Blade of Blood, Firebolt, Inflict Wounds, Magic Missile, Vampiric Weapon. So it makes it more convenient when you're to figure out, okay, what are these all going to do?
Yeah, that's impressive.
So Lisa's getting her first paycheck tomorrow, and she's really excited to buy me a new computer.
Wow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
What are you thinking of getting?
I don't know. Probably the first thing that strikes my fancy at Best Buy. I'm not a picky man. So, yeah, that dream where Elmorn was eating Petrie.
Yeah, I'm still going through it. I was like, what the hell? And now he's like child and like wife have all gone demented.
Yeah. Also, Brendan, so you're aware, yours was the hardest to format.
Oh, I can imagine.
To be like, because
it was so like rattled. The
yeah,
story.
well, also you just wrote it complete stream of consciousness, which is cool. Yeah. It works for a dream, but I had to decode some of it as I was going through it.
Hey, by the way, can you tell me what's the thing you're using to like put all of them in that like really cool format?
So the form, like the font or the background?
I guess both.
Let me pull it up real quick.
It's cool how you're able to make those old-timey looking things.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, the background, I have no idea how I got that. It's just kind of like a fill-in that I found off the internet. But in terms of the font, the main type is just Times New Roman, but the headings, I use a font called Mrs. Eve's Small. What is it? Wait, hold on. Mrs. Eve Small Caps.
Mrs.
So
Eves.
I'll type it into the chat.
Oh. It's a weird name.
Yeah. But the rest of it is just Times New Roman. I can send you one of the Word documents if you want, so that you can get. Actually, I'll just post it on the drive, and then that way you can get the basic.
It'd be
thing.
sweet. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. All right, it's up there.
Oh, what the hell is? You got your face in a vagina?
She's giving birth.
There's blood coming out like a fountain. What the hell?
I was inspired by Mike and his sick mind.
Oh yeah! Wow.
I take that as a compliment.
there's the undulating. Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm having any luck trying to put that picture in here.
Wait, it's not letting you put the picture in?
Nope.
So here, let me I'll share screen and I'll show you how to do that.
I mean, you go to picture URL, right?
So yeah, you're in the persona.
Yep.
And then you click on that.
Yep.
You go to you gotta do it online URL. So here, let me see if this will work.
Eggs there.
Let's see if this works. Nope.
Interesting.
Here. Image. Post.
So if you don't check your email one day, how many emails do you end up with?
10, 12. Not many. My work email is another story though.
Okay.
Let's see if this will work.
Might have to refresh. I don't know. Did it automatically come up?
Oh, shit.
No, that didn't work either.
That's weird. Can't drag and drop it, huh?
I mean, we can also try. I mean, that worked on my end. Did it work on yours?
We're about to find out. Nope, still blank. Oh well.
Okay. Let me ask you, for Aaron, Sun, do you see a picture for Aaron?
Yep.
Weird. Let's try this.
Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Yay!
Whatever you did.
Wow.
Does everybody else see their picture?
Yeah, I see mine.
Okay. You know what? Probably what I did was I did Google image search for all the other pictures, because that makes me more confident in my what I was doing when I was using the link through my Gmail. It only let me see it because I was logged in with my Google account. So I don't think anyone else could have seen that picture.
I thought it was weird that worked for you and it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, I was very concerned about that myself. So. All right.
Cool.
And then, so anyone else got any level up or dice cloud issues?
Nope, nope.
Also, one thing I wanted to ask about is magic items.
We'll take them.
No, but I want to make sure that I'm distributing the magic items fairly. But I also know that I kind of gave them to the group, and then people within the group just kind of decided who got the magic items. But I just want to make sure that everybody feels like they have enough in comparison to everyone else.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I don't have magic item envy.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So then I'll just keep it going organically as I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Where it seems to
When
fit.
can I put my plate armor on, or do I have to wait till we get to Korth?
Wait, you got plate armor now?
That's what I asked for from Brevan. Some shiny armor.
Well, you probably could have just gotten it from McCormick.
That would be
Let's
tacky,
see.
cheap.
Let's see. All right, so you got chainmail. But what you want is you want full plate armor?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you do to get Komar's image to come up? Where did you put the image?
I uploaded it to a free image hosting site.
Yeah, that's what I just did, and I'm trying to use it, and it's not coming up. You used BB or whatever the fuck it is.
No, let's see what I used.
Image BB, no?
History recently closed. Here, I'm posting the site I used.
Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
What are you oh-godding about now?
I'm up to Colmer's, and the Elder Dwarf's going off.
Oh yeah.
There needs to be a way to reposition the pictures, like on the characters screen, like cuts off our heads.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I didn't know a
Mine
good
looks
way
good.
to deal with it.
Well, yours is just a headshot, so yeah, yours looks good.
Yeah.
Like I'm putting up my campaign that I'm playing with my friends. I'm like making theirs, and they have like full body pictures, and the heads are getting cut
Oh,
off.
you lose the top. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You could probably crop it.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
It's just more work. Yeah.
So where'd you guys play?
At my house.
Okay, cool.
Remember that picture I sent you guys of my setup?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty
Here. I can actually. You were talking about the tour before. I can actually give you the tour.
All right.
So, so Petrie or Brennan, with Petrie, full plate is really expensive, like really expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, well, we're talking about Petrie. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got a lot of celebrity and everything, but in terms of getting plate mail for free that fits, that's a little hard to find. But wait, what happened? Oh, I heard a sound.
Dun.
Oh, okay. If you want, you can get some splint armor though. It'll give you an additional +1 to your armor class.
Okay.
well, when we get to
Oh my god, so meta. Shit, what the fuck's happening?
when we get to where we're going, I can't think of the name of the city.
Cough.
Thank you. You can look into plate mail. You can make sure that you tell them who you are first, and go to somebody who makes plate mail and say, "Look, I'm Petrie. I'll wear your plate mail. Advertise for you."
Yeah, sounds good.
mean, there you go.
I thought Brevan was gonna hit me up with some sick plate mail, like he was gonna tailor me some.
It could be in the works, He could be doing that right now.
Like I'm happy to sit in business class if it means I get plate mail.
Tour here.
Let me think about it. But for now, you were able to find a good splint mail armor.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, that's all good.
So can you guys see my battle mat here?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
cool,
nice.
Man.
And I was sitting on this end of the table with a laptop, and I was connected to that screen, so I was showing images on that screen, kind of how Mike shows us stuff. And then here's all my minis that I made. They're paper. Those are the player characters.
Yep.
Very cool.
And then I've got some rats back here.
Cool.
Some kobolds.
All right. Good.
There's Meepo. I don't know if you guys know Meepo, but
oh, I love Meepo.
And then there's some skeletons. And we've got the Cobalt Queen. I haven't cut her out yet. A couple extra kobolds. A hobgoblin dude. The fire snake. Got more hobgoblins back here. And we've got regular goblins here. And then we've got two, how do you say them, Mike?
Aboleths.
Aboleths.
Cool.
Yes. Just in case they wander into the Underdark, they will be facing Aboleths.
That's always an interesting thing that I actually I had a game that Dustin played in where the very first adventure they went through some tunnel looking for something and encountered a beholder, and they were level 1 at the time.
What?
And so because there's especially when you're trying to set the tone for a campaign, that you want to make sure that they're going to encounter things that they can't always fight, and fighting is not always the answer. There are a few things that you can do that are better than at level 1 having them fight or possibly fight a dragon or a beholder or something else that would just absolutely demolish them. And thankfully, they treated the beholder with the respect that it deserved, and were able to leave with their lives
instead of double crossing it.
Yeah. So my plan is if they somehow wander into the Underdark, that what are those plant dudes? Myconid. One of the Myconid will be there. Yep. I'll be like, hey, don't come in here. Go away.
No. He's got to invite him in. He said, come on in, man. We'll be tripping balls. Come on in.
You know what you should do?
Give me a shake.
You should put in a couple of flumps to do that.
I don't know what a flump is, but I'll look it up. But
Oh my god.
the Myconid, I mean, he'll basically warn them, and if they are like, well, fuck you, dude, we're gonna go in anyway. That's when the Aboleth will come down.
Cool.
But what's a flump?
I think that's how it's spelled.
Oh, they're like little squid dudes.
Yeah, they're so you know the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but D&D version.
So absolutely fucking terrifying.
But they're good guys.
No.
No, they're little cuties.
They're good aberrations that actually try to help people.
Yeah.
Mm.
They look like that.
Yeah, you
Um,
found it.
And yeah, there's do you ever read a comic book, a comic strip online called Order of the Stick?
Mm-mm.
First of all, I would suggest you get into that. Second
Those are
of
my
all,
books.
Nice.
Just- Of why? Sorry. Order of the Stick?
Bless you.
yeah,
You could also meet some myconoids.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah.
yeah. So but there's in Order of the Stick, there's this one pair of flumps that keep going around, and but whenever they're in the panel, like because they happen to be by the adventurers, somebody falls on them and crushes them under their weight.
Oh,
Like it happens every time.
that's so sad.
So it's kind of like a running joke, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. It's about that time.
Thanks for the chill session. You guys have a good night.
Yep.
You two guys.
Thanks for the
Bye.
suggestions. I'll definitely try and incorporate flumps into my game now.
Yeah, they're like the exact opposite of mind flayers.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. Have a good night.
All right.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Take care, guys.